Well, in a couple days, it's already Thanksgiving. Wow, it seems like football starts and then all of a sudden you blink your eyes and you're in the holidays. Here we come. So I thought it'd be interesting to do my top 5 things that I am thankful for in the gaming industry. So without further ado, let's take a look. Here comes number 5.
Number 5.
Now here I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to put 2 of them sort of together. The first of them are called printers or factories, and they're all over the world. There's some huge factories in Germany like Ludofact. There's Panda, in Asia, and a lot of other factories that are over there. And these guys work their butts off. They're working 24 hours a day a lot of the time. They're working holidays. They work their butts off behind the scenes, and we don't even think about the hardworking people in the factories that are putting together the games and helping the publishers come up with the best way to produce these games to get them in our hands. And a lot of times we yell at publishers and we yell at factories because our Kickstarter is late, we're mad, but we don't have the slightest clue as to all the moving parts and all the different things that go into doing this, and we take that for granted and we just stomp and yell. So I'd like to stop for a minute and thank anybody that has anything to do with any factory around the world that creates games. You guys work hard, you're away from your families, you work long hours. I'd like to thank you for putting in the energy to creating these actual physical pieces of the games that come to us. Now with that are the publishers. The publishers work really closely with the timelines and work with the factories to make sure everything happens. And they're the ones that we sort of interface with. They get beat on bad by us sometimes, especially when Kickstarters are late. So I'd like to thank all the publishers who are tirelessly working all the time to come up, to search for games, to try endless prototypes, to finally find one that's cool, and to then develop the game, and then to put the whole game together as a big project manager and working with the designer and the developers and trying to make this the best vision possible for this game, and then also working with the publisher. And in the middle between all of this, it's a hard job, and sometimes we just squash on publishers and hate on them, and it's sad because these guys work their butts off. Many of them do it in, this is not their full-time job for, I would say, the majority of publishers. They are there to do this for the love of it. They want to produce a game, they're excited, they want to get it to you, and we thank you guys for doing all of this. A lot of time for not making a lot of money doing this, sometimes losing money, but doing it for the love of it, because without you guys we wouldn't have games to play. So I thank you publishers and thank you factories.
Number 4.
I'd like to thank all the designers out there. Anyone who has ever designed a game or even attempted to design a game, because obviously without people designing games, we don't play games. We'd be designing our own, and who knows, if you see me design a game, it's gonna stink, I'll tell you that. I mean, you think of these designers who are these just creative people that come up with these interesting mechanisms to fit, things to tie to thematics and mechanisms and pieces that we're pushing around, and they have this vision that maybe they got it while they're sleeping. Who knows? But these people are creative. They're sort of sometimes off the wall. Sometimes they're socially awkward. But we love these people. And they're not all like that. But, once in a while, that's sort of a stereotypical way to look at some of these. And we love you guys. And we thank you so much for doing this. Now, a lot of times, you get caught up in people hating people that are popular, and you get, people ream you for rules or ream you for things that really don't have to do with you. You're designing a game, but you're getting blamed for a lot of things that maybe weren't your fault, or maybe things like that. So I would like to push all that aside and encourage all you designers to keep doing what you're doing, because we love the games that are coming out. We love how designing and mechanisms and things are just morphing, and as they morph, new ideas come from that, and we're spiraling into this awesome age of board gaming where we're seeing new things and innovative things all the times. And even if it's not the recipe, it's much like cooking, where you could use the same ingredients in your game that is in many other games, but it's the way and the timing and just the way that all those work together that makes your game just a unique recipe. And so even if there's nothing brand new in your games, we thank you for giving us a unique experience with your games. We know you guys stay up late. We know you guys work hard. We know you're working on many games at once sometimes. And designers, we thank you for creating these amazing games that we love.
Number 3.
Here I'd like to thank the media or content creators or press. in this. Now, I'm a little biased here because this is part of the group that I fall into, but if you have ever created any piece of content, whether it be a review, written or video or podcast, or answering forum questions, or creating even content to help support the community, you've created one video, one podcast, one anything, a blog. If you even if you've even say responded to a forum post on BGG, this is who I'm talking to. All the content creators out there, we thank you because there's a lot to cover here. There's thousands of games coming out every year, and even Tom can't get to them all. I definitely can't. And it's good to see what other people are covering, what other people are doing. And as a content creator myself, I am still a content consumer. I watch a lot of people's stuff. I watch a lot of content. I keep up with what's going on. And without that, sometimes it can create some unneeded hype or unnecessary hype for certain games, but at the same time, it brings games like Game of 49 last year that I brought from sort of this no one knowing about it really, and bringing it up and letting people know about it, and everyone got to see it. So I love to see how content creators bring things to people's attention that normally wouldn't be there, and they're keeping up, and it's good to see even how a lot of different people think of some of the more popular games. And so content creators, why I thank you is because A, it's a thankless job. I mean, I know it for fact that you put something out there and you put yourself out there, and people will, for some reason, hate on you. And they will write you comments about how much you suck. They will write you comments about every little rule that you got wrong, even though it's not a rules explanation video. And it happens. Hey, I love your stuff. By the way, here's all the things you do wrong. I mean, to be a content creator is tough because you have to have thick skin, because it's really hard out there. But just keep doing what you're doing. Don't worry about that. Just stay focused, stay consistent, and just keep doing what you're doing, because it's amazing to see everybody collaborating. So there's some people that are doing things together, and it's just a lot of work. There's a reason why there's only a handful of people that do this, have been doing it for a long period of time, because it is work. It is hard work. It takes me almost 8 hours of work from the second I'm unwrapping a game to the second that I am up, that it's done and posted and tagged everywhere to do a game. That's a lot of time, and I do this volunteer. I mean, I'm here to serve you, and it's just time spent, so it's a lot of time. I'd like to specifically thank some of the media content creators that I have gone to for advice or direction on certain things, whether it be content or ideas or seeing if I'm crazy on certain things, like Joel from Drive Thru Reviews, Jamie from The Secret Cabal, Nick from Board Game Brawl, Chaz Marler from Paradise, Rodney from Watch It Played. All of these people I've talked to behind the scenes and got feedback on certain things, and I thank you specifically for that. And last and not least, I would like to thank the Dice Tower, because I was a consumer of their stuff and still am like crazy, but even more specifically, Tom Vassell. I'd like to thank him for seeing me when I first put up my first 10 videos almost 3 years ago now, and getting me on his channel and exposing me to all of you. And so I thank him so much for that. I thank them for all the support. And even since leaving the Dice Tower and doing my own channel, Tom has been overwhelmingly supportive to me. I actually think I have a better relationship with Tom now than I did before. We actually talk more now than before. And he does a lot of things behind the scenes that I get phone calls and emails from people, and I say, wow, this is really cool. How did this come about? Well, I was talking to Tom, and he suggested I talk to you, and Tom has just been amazing. He does a lot of things behind the scenes. He's a man of integrity. He just wants to see this hobby grow like myself. And even though I am competition with him theoretically, he still helps me like you wouldn't believe. So with that, with everything that you've done for me, Tom Vassell, I thank you so much for starting really this, or at least making this board game content creation and media creation side of things a thing to really look at and aspire to. So I thank you for that, and just thank you for being so supportive to Tom.
Number 2.
Here I'm going to thank gaming groups. All of you people out there that run a meetup or have your own little, even if it's an invite-only gaming group at your house, that you open your house, you have the snacks, you have the food, you coordinate things, and you have people at your house, or you coordinate the meetups, these large public ones. Anybody that has anything to do with running a gaming group, I'm gonna thank you for doing that, because it helps bring new people to the hobby. It helps cultivate the relationships in this hobby. It helps just gaming move forward and grow, which is awesome. And so I thank you if you have anything to do or ever had with any gaming group, private or public. I'd also like to very specifically thank everybody in my gaming group. My wife is a flight attendant and she is gone half of the week. Leaves on a Tuesday morning and she doesn't get home till Thursday at midnight usually, and the days vary, but she's gone about half the week. And I cram in as much play testing, reviewing, editing, you name it, in those 3 or 4 days that she's gone, because when she's here I want to focus on her. So I really only game like half the week, and it's very focused and intense, and it's always changing. And my group is so good about just messing with their schedules around and going to different days on this week and that week, and oh, and her flight got changed, let's do this. And they're so good to me to be able to rearrange things on last minute notices and come play games that they don't even know if they're gonna like. And so I thank them. They never complain. I can put anything in front of them. They just play it. And I thank you guys. Specifically, I'm talking, obviously, there's many people that have been in my group from time to time. If I missed you, I'm sorry. But the ones that are doing it right now, that are really into it, Greg and Stephanie, Arjun and Narani, Ben, Sarah Lynn, John, Warren, Alex, Tim, all you guys, thank you so much, because without you guys, I'm looking at the stack of piles of games that I have to get to now, 30 something of them from BGG Con, that I'm gonna have to start testing, and I can't do it without you. And I love you guys, and I thank you.
Number 1.
So here we go, number 1, what's it gonna be? You think I've covered everybody? Well, the truth is, without you, yeah, I'm talking about you that's watching me right now, you are number 1. Because without you, I'm just looking at a camera. But with you, I'm talking to a person. And this industry really is about people. And what I do, content creators do for you, is provide a service. And that service is to show you some new stuff. Show you some good stuff, show you some bad stuff, show you how things are played, show you what I think of things or what other people think of things. And it allows you to be hip to some of the newer stuff, maybe even some of the older stuff that's coming out. But the truth is that without you watching, there's no reason for me to sit here. Without you encouraging me and emailing me and telling me how much you love what I do, I'd still do it, but it makes it a lot nicer when you do so. I'd like to thank you for watching. For when I was on the Dice Tower, and when I'm on my own channel now. Because without you, I wouldn't need to be here. And I love doing this. I love teaching games. I love getting people excited. I love showing off new stuff. I love playing games, and I love sharing it with you. And I love the reciprocating aspect of this, is where we feed back to each other, and everything just gets better. So I'd like to just thank you, the fans, for watching. Because without you, I'm just a guy talking into a camera with a bunch of games behind me. But with you, it gives me purpose. It gives me a reason to do what I'm doing. And when I meet all you guys at BGG Con, it even more solidifies why I'm doing this, and that it's really helping people get into gaming, bringing new people into gaming, into this great hobby, which is fun with the games, but it's really all about the relationship. So I look forward to building our relationship through this camera together, and hopefully that transforms to when I meet you in person. So to anybody who's ever watched any one of my videos, whether you liked it or not, I thank you.